But we had a headmaster. His name was Michael Lynch. And for years and years, he abused kids. Take showers with them. He'd invite them back to his residence, and he would give spankings. And that's where I came in, where he liked to give spankings and kind of hold on to your Jimmy, as he would call it. And I called my dad immediately, and I'm like, what's up with this guy wanting to hold my junk when he's spanking me? And my parents thought that I was just making it up to not want to go. But I was telling the truth. Luckily, I wasn't one that ended up at the residence. Thankfully, thank God, I made a lot of noise. He didn't like me very much after that. But a lot of kids would not speak up, and they were weak and didn't say anything. But many, many, many years later, he was indicted on so many sex charges it wasn't funny, and he probably abused thousands of boys through the years. And it's something that is just, it weirds you out, but God knows what he did to those boys. Well, you can read about it, Chartwell Manor School, Mendham, New Jersey, and can read about the creep and all the charges and things that people said. I mean, there's support groups that were set up. The guy since died, and the irony, you think that the guy would have, once he was busted and tried and all that stuff, that he would just, retire and stop doing that kind of thing so he wouldn't get arrested or end up in prison. Well, he ended up becoming a counselor of some sort in Morristown, New Jersey, that I read years later, and started groping and molesting boys again. I mean, once a pedophile, always a pedophile. And he got charged again and ended up leaving the country, and then ended up with some health issues and ended up dying. But I just wonder how many kids never said anything because of fear, and they lived with being abused by this man, and how evil it is. It's more prevalent than you think. It really is. And a lot of people, they just do not come forward because of the embarrassment, the shame, boys and girls alike. And you better believe that it's not the easiest thing to stand up and say these things next to your peers in Hollywood. And so Feldman, for him to do this is courageous, because, man, when you whistleblow against that kind of evil, you're going to have all hell's demons after you. So with 2 vehicles, I mean, he knows he's going to have a security detail. He's going to have to be protected, because he knows of 6 people that he can pin this to, and they certainly don't want to lose their power. They don't want to be called out on this. So I think from what he's saying, he understands it. He gets it. He really does. And I hope to God he gets the protection, gets the money that he needs. And I hope the media is receptive. And I think in the climate that we're in right now, he probably has a good shot this time around. His memoir apparently did not help things, and there's so many people in Hollywood that just cover. Harvey Weinstein is just once among thousands. But for the media elites in the entertainment business, because it's the mecca there with television, radio, movies, at least it's breeding grounds. This is their caviar. Let's molest some little boys, and let's molest some little girls. It's very, very disgusting. Unfortunately, this is the behavior of so many. And I pray to God that he gets his opportunity to be able to shoot that movie and to call all of them out. And hopefully the tide will change, because that's my prayer in Hollywood, that the tide will change. Because if it doesn't, then think about the thousands of people, more kids, that will be ruined. Unbelievable. And big stars have come out against Weinstein, huge stars. And there'll be more. Make no mistake about it. This is rocking television. This is rocking the movies. This is rocking corporate 500 corporations. Companies just can't tolerate this, and they have to do their homework. If there's an inkling, if there's a mentioning of that, they'll really have to do their homework because it's not good for business, period. And people are becoming a lot more courageous to tell their stories. But more ahead, I'm sure, right around the corner. Some good news in Saudi Arabia. Saudi Arabia will return to a move to more moderate, with open Islam, that is, away from the extremist ideas, the kingdom's crown prince said in a major investment conference at Radi this past Tuesday. I got to listen to it. Speaking at the Future Investment Initiative, Mohammed bin Salam said that Saudi Arabia would fight against extremism, while apparently speaking against the country's conservative religious establishment. He says, "We will not waste 30 years of our lives dealing with extremist ideas. We will destroy them today," the prince told everyone there that would listen. He says, "It was not like this is in the past. We will end extremism very soon." The prince's comments comes as he announced the launch of his ambitious $500 billion independent economic zone straddling Saudi Arabia, Jordan, and Egypt. He says, "We are a G20 country, one of the biggest world economies." Saud told The Guardian, "We're in the middle of 3 continents. Changing Saudi Arabia for the better means helping the region and changing the world. So this is what we're trying to do here, and we hope we get the support from everyone." Saud told the newspaper the conservative tone Saudi Arabia has moved towards over the past 30 years is not Saudi Arabia, but a reflection of what was happening in the Middle East overall. He says, after the Iranian Revolution in 1979, people wanted to copy the model in the different countries. One of them is Saudi Arabia. Saud said, per The Guardian, we didn't know how to deal with it, and the problem spread all over the world. Now is the time to get rid of it. We are simply reverting to what we followed, a moderate Islam to the world and to all religions, Saud said in an earlier statement. And it was televised there in the kingdom, and some networks took it, and The Guardian reported it, but that's good news. And I will tell you, I bet you Trump, his visit, which was unbelievable, I would just have imagined that it had an influence on them, and that is really good news as being one of our key allies there in the Middle East, to root out the evil and not allow that foothold of the extremists that don't mean well for the rest of the world and for its people. This is a good sign for the kingdom and for the Middle East and for the world at that. Let's pray for the initiative. I hope it takes root. I really do. We'll be back right after this.
We'll help you survive this thing called life. We're for the people, for the people, for the people, for the people is there.
It's unlike anything you've ever been through in your life, man. I was driving. This kid threw a grenade at us and went right over our vehicle. It was 12 years old.
The shockwave went through my head, rattled up my brain, and left.
Danger is around you 360 degrees at all times, and you can't unlearn that.
It's impossible to describe the sacrifices these men and women have made to protect our freedoms. And the job of rebuilding their lives is massive and growing every day. Many will need the programs offered by the Wounded Warrior Project for years to come.
I didn't know what PTSD was. All I knew is I was having nightmares. And when I got released, my reintegration was go check in at the VA, man.
My first coping mechanism was use drugs. Just numb it. Don't feel anything.
I was angry. I'm trying to pull myself out of that right now.
Your gift today of $19 per month will honor and empower these veterans so they can aid and assist each other.
The Wounded Warrior Project is a life raft.
I can say this without question that I wouldn't be here today if it weren't for it.
Wounded Warrior Project is the first step, getting back out into the world and reforming yourself outside of the service.
Call or go online with a pledge of $19 a month. You'll receive this Wounded Warrior Project blanket, and your gift will provide critically needed programs that rebuild lives.
That was my first feeling of actually being a part of something bigger than myself again.
Well, I lost a few really close friends overseas, and if I quit, I'm going to let them down, and I'm not about to do that.
I'm learning to face my fears head on, to trust and see what happens at the end.
It's a long process, but I had the drive and desire.
Please, call or go online with your gift right now.
For the people is there.
Your American Heritage. The October wind with its icy pellets threw itself against the walls of the old inn, soaking and freezing a 17-year-old boy. He was a ragged, miserable figure, fired from his job, and in his pockets $1 Dutch and a copper shilling. No stranger to poverty, he was one of 17 children, but he could read and had a mind like a blotter. And as the harsh, cold rain ceased, sunshine lighted his life as he published Poor Richard's Almanac, proved that lightning was electricity, organized Philadelphia's first fire department, and did so much more that we can mention in these few precious seconds. This has been Don Keyes with a thumbnail sketch of Benjamin Franklin, a towering figure in Your American Heritage.
Your American Heritage can be heard Monday through Friday right here on this station, courtesy of For the People. With all the choices out there to enjoy some entertainment, wouldn't it just be nice to have something that didn't cost an arm or a leg? I found something that does just that. It's called 123 Ready TV. It's one of the most remarkable apps available to start watching all of those movies and TV shows for one incredible price, just $19.99. And that's a one-time only price. Recap: all your movies, current and classic, and sports and news, and so much more. So cut the cable and stop spending money at the movies when you can truly have it all at your fingertips. No commercials, just all the entertainment you desire. 123 Ready TV is available for Windows and all Android devices. Get your 123 Ready TV for just $19.99 at forthepeopleshow.com. That's forthepeopleshow.com. Just click on the store page to get yours now and start enjoying entertainment the way it was supposed to be. Fun.
1877 Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids. 1877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Donate online at carsforkids.com. That's cars with a K. Pickup is quick and easy. You'll get a vacation voucher and maximum tax deduction.
1877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Introducing the official For the People coffee mug, featuring the colorful red, white, and blue For the People logo with Keith Allen on a ceramic 11-ounce coffee mug, perfect for any hot beverage of your choice. This mug is a great reminder of what we stand for: God, country, and family, with conservative values and good old-fashioned common sense. To order your For the People coffee mug, pay just $20 plus $3.99 shipping and handling at forthepeopleshow.com. That's forthepeopleshow.com. And enjoy.
And we're back. We are For the People, your daily infusion of common sense. Walgreens, did you hear? Closing stores, about 600 of them, in a Rite Aid deal. Walgreens is closing 600 stores, but it's mostly Rite Aid, so don't get upset. If you're a big Rite Aid fan, what happened is Walgreens, bought them out. And it was their rival. So that's what companies do. They buy them out. We see this with Google and other big companies. And the deal was a $4.38 billion deal to buy nearly 2,000 stores from its rival. $4.38 billion. Company spokesman Michael Polson said yesterday most of the closings will be Rite Aid. and the vast majority will be within a mile of another store in the Walgreens network. And Walgreens